Probably all of us have wanted superpowers at some point in our lives. But what if your superpower was being ugly? What if every day you were hunted just for being different, with no way to defend yourself? Meet Steve, better known to everyone as Ugly John, who just a few hours ago was saved by Wolverine and Cyclops. You see, John is in big trouble because a major conflict is brewing in the Marvel Universe. And at the center of it is Cassandra Nova, who wants nothing less than the complete extermination of mutant kind. To justify her mission, she travels to a simulation and shows a man the brutal fate of the Neanderthals, how Homo sapiens, being the smarter, faster, and more aggressive species, rose up and took control of the world. When the man questions her theory, pointing out that there's no definitive proof this is what actually happened, Cassandra simply points to the present because for her, the evidence is all around them. The rise of mutants, a new species threatening to replace the old. And unless something is done, she believes history is about to repeat itself.
Take a look. The view is incredible.
While this is happening, we see Professor X using a machine and observing the world, saying that the newly emerging lights he sees are actually new mutants. Jean Grey is shocked to see so many of them, and Professor X tells them that he just noticed a big flare. He then instructs Wolverine and Cyclops, who are coming back from a rescue mission, to make a stop and investigate.
Wait, so you guys are X-Men?
That's when we discover that the man rescued from a sentinel, a robot built specifically to hunt mutants, is actually John. It's important to know that sentinels were created by Dr. Bolivar Trask, who, concerned about the rising mutant population, invented these deadly machines to protect humanity. And now, as the sentinels continue their relentless hunt, the X-Men race against time to save as many mutants as they can.
He's Wolverine. I'm Cyclops.
Steve, my mates mostly call me Ugly John.
John introduces himself while Wolverine, smoking and drinking, mentions that the hardware of the Sentinels is getting old. But John doesn't really care about that because the first thing he notices is...
You guys are all the good-looking muties, eh?
Nice of you to notice, Ugly John.
Wolverine then starts telling brutal stories about his healing factor and shows some blood, causing John to pass out. He then asks Cyclops if they really have to drag him all the way back home, to which Cyclops replies that they do, because just like every mutant, John is being hunted. After that, we cut back to Cassandra, who's still watching the Neanderthals with the man. Once the vision ends, he throws up, and that's when we find out something. The guy with Cassandra is actually the nephew of Dr. Bolivar Trask, the man who created the Sentinels. Cassandra tells him his uncle did a great job trying to wipe out people with the mutant gene, known as the X gene. Then she drops another bomb. They've found Master Mold, a giant robot that builds Sentinels to hunt down mutants. Back with the X-Men, Professor X tells the team that they need to help newly emerging mutants and keep building trust between humans and mutants. But that's when Logan starts laughing sarcastically and tells the professor to try saying that to Ugly John, implying that people won't easily trust someone who looks so strange. They then head back to the plane to investigate the massive flare they saw earlier. Meanwhile, Cassandra manages to slip into Professor X's mind.
Hello again, Charles.
He fights back, even going as far as putting a gun to his own head to force her out until Jean notices something's wrong and quickly removes his helmet. After she's done with Charles, she keeps leading the other man through the forest. He keeps telling her that maybe the whole Sentinel thing isn't for him because he's just a humble dentist now. But then she leads him to the ground of soldiers. And when he looks at them, in just 1 second, all of them are killed.
It's them, wild sentinels. Look at them. Don't waste any tears on the soldier boys. They came pre-deceased.
They raise their guns at him, but lower them when they hear his voice, realizing he's human. She then tells him to forget about his dental practice and says his future lies in the genocide of mutants. The man responds that he didn't expect to be exterminating 16 million mutants today after just waking up, clearly indicating that Cassandra intends to kill the entire mutant population of Genosha, an island where mutants live. As we see Sentinels departing from Master Mold, the X-Men's ship approaches the island. Ugly John wakes up and asks Wolverine what happened, but they just notice a bunch of robots surrounding their ship.
Step on the gas. Why don't you, mate?
The ship gets attacked, and as Ugly John looks at the others, he realizes the ship is falling. He starts to panic, but Cyclops manages to land it safely. However, the robots keep attacking, so they all eject. As the ship explodes, they land somewhere. While Cyclops and Wolverine discuss what to do next, Ugly John lifts his head and notices.
Down! Kid, any mutant talents we can use?
I got 3 faces, mate, and they all look like pigs.
As John explains to Wolverine that his only power is being ugly,
Get him out, Logan! I can handle this!
Cyclops gets knocked down by the blast, so Wolverine jumps in, trying to save Ugly John. He keeps tearing through the machines, one after another, until finally the injuries catch up with him and he collapses. Cassandra and the man watch the event unfold, and he quietly asks,
Is it evil, Miss Nova, what I've just done? I woke up a dentist, and soon I'll be the world's greatest mass murderer.
Cassandra tries to comfort him, but then smiles coldly, revealing that she's just finished copying his DNA in order to fully access Master Mold, since the Sentinels only respond to Trask DNA. And with that, she tells him he's no longer needed and kills him. As Trask dies, the mutant extermination in Genosha begins. Cassandra then approaches Ugly John, mocking him cruelly, while news outlets continue updating her on the progress of the genocide.
Monstrous things of glass and steel and fire. On their way south.
The original Sentinels were restricted by their size and shape. These wild Sentinels can adapt and assume any form necessary to engage and destroy the mutant menace. Menaces like you. Am I really to believe you're from Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted? What are you, the X-mascot?
She then uses Trask's DNA to take control of the Sentinel and coldly orders it to kill Ugly John, cruelly referring to him as Piggy.
Well, that works. Next.
She then approaches Wolverine, but as soon as he opens his eyes, he quickly breaks free and attacks her. He places his hand near her head, warning that he'll drive his claws through her skull if she doesn't back off.
Summers, for the love of God, the kid's dying in agony.
Cyclops comes near John, simply telling him that he's sorry. He then instructs him to look into his eyes and kills him.
As X-Men, we're trained to help mutants in trouble. We've also been trained to prevent genetic threats like you from hurting people.
He then comes near Cassandra, takes out his contacts, and starts yelling at her, asking what she's done with the Sentinels. And that's when we see the population of Genosha going down.